I want to talk a little bit about the price of Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 and the number of YouTubers, especially American YouTubers, that are questioning the price at $70 being unreasonable, and that Nintendo has gone too far with the pricing. Also, in regards to the related amiibos, I think the quote is about $50 amiibo when they're normally $29 or something like that in America. I've grabbed this screen dump of one of the YouTubers' thumbnails for their video. And I've picked this one because there's a whole bunch of YouTubers, particularly in America, that basically this covers what they're talking about in their videos, although their thumbnails may not specifically point to this issue. And I just wanted to highlight that you may be targeting the wrong group. It may not be Nintendo that's at fault here. I think you guys are starting to forget that your government has applied tariffs on imports. Because I want to show you something. I'm in Australia, and the price in Australia, $79. It's $79 Australian, which is at the moment about 66 cents US. So on conversion, this would be $52 in America. Now, you're complaining about the price in America being too much. And I'm not saying that that's an incorrect statement in and of itself. But to blame Nintendo for the pricing when your government is applying tariffs on everything, you seem to have short memories. And it may be that it's your government and the tariff system you need to be targeting. Nintendo has copped a lot of the tariffs in regards to the prices that they've sold the Switch to, and a number of other games have been sold at the same price relative with conversion to what we pay in Australia for it. When I've done the conversion, when you guys are talking about the prices of various other games, I look at the Australian price. On conversion, they're on par with each other. But on this one, I think Nintendo's taken a bit of a stand and said, you know what? We're not copping the tariff. We're going to pass it on. Maybe you should focus your upset not so much at Nintendo, who's just applying the taxation laws that your government has dictated, but maybe talk to your government and highlight to your government what industry is being affected by this. The amiibos are the same. It's $44 in Australia for the amiibos. And that converts to American of about $29 at 66 cents conversion rate. So the pricing on these products within Australia are the normal pricing, and they're reasonable pricing based on what you're getting. It's America that predominantly has the problem. I think there's some elevated pricing in Europe. I haven't compared those, but I haven't had an influx of videos on YouTube from Europe that have complained about this price. It's all been American YouTubers. And I think it needs to be said from someone outside of your country that, yeah, you're getting duped. Yeah, you're paying too much. Yes, it's unfair. But is it Nintendo? Stop and think and check your facts and ask yourself, where should your aggressions and upset really be focused? Yeah, I think there's some things that Nintendo have done wrong. Keycards, for example. Yeah, that's a massive one. Keycards are obviously there to accommodate not putting larger cards in the cart. It also, on an aside, accommodates those people that buy digitally but one day want to sell on their device and want to sell their games. It gives them the option to sell their games. But while they own their games, it doesn't help them. because the whole point of buying digital is you've got all your games on your device and able to play them. Whereas with a key card, you've got to load the key card in to tell it you've got the license to play it. That kind of goes against the whole idea of having digital library. So it's key cards and neither one thing or the other. And they really don't have a place in the environment. I mean, if you're going to buy a key card, you might as well buy digital, because if you're buying it to keep the physical, it's not there. That's not why you buy a cartridge. If you're buying it because you buy digital, well, you got to screw around with the physical artifact to prove that you've got the license. And that's not why you buy digital. So the only reason for a key card is to avoid an expensive cartridge of a larger size to put an entire game on. There was a recent one, I can't remember which game it was, where they came out, and I think it might have been a Star Wars one, that they said the reason they chose to go keycard and have it digital download was because of performance. That they could not get the performance with a cartridge that they could get directly off the memory of the device, and they needed that performance. Well, okay, fair enough, but just release it digitally. Don't release a keycard. That's just pointless. You're just adding plastic to the environment for no reason at all. If your game needs to be on the device for performance, it needs to be on the hard drive of the device for performance, then only release it digitally. Simple. Or if you're going to release it physically, all of it on the cartridge with an option to install it onto the device for better performance. So Nintendo have done some very strange things, and some things that most of us would consider stupid or not good business from a consumer perspective. But Amiibos and Galaxy release and the escalated price in America, that's not Nintendo, guys. That's your government. And they're just passing on the costs that your government have said they have to cough up. Consumers pay in the end. Nintendo's not going to cop all the taxes and lose money. They're a business. And yeah, you might say, hey, they've got plenty of money, they can afford to pay the tax. Why should they? They don't need to. If you're not prepared to pay at the escalated price with the escalated taxes attached to what they set as the retail price to do their business, that's a discussion with your government. No matter whether you purchase to collect or play, happy hunting.